How is everybody doing today? I am Bolt Up, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So my last video was a review on the newly released Charizard EX Battle Deck. We talked about how good the deck is, how great value it is, what to do to improve the deck, and where to go from there. However, one of the things I stressed in that video was how good the deck is straight out of the box. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to play some games on TCG Live with the deck exactly it is in the box, and we're going to talk about how great this is, and we can see it in action. So here we go, let's get into the games. Alright, here we go, we got the Charizard EX deck. One thing about this deck is it's really fine going first and going second, because when you go first, you have that chance to evolve first just by playing the cards. You can, rare candy evolve on turn 2. But if you go second, it also plays the TM evolution. So you can use the TM evolution to then evolve your Pokemon on that first turn going second. So that's a really, really good thing if you do end up going second. Alright, so we are going first this game, which is generally, I think, preferred with this version of the deck specifically. Raging Bolt. Okay. So Raging Bolt probably has a little bit of an advantage against us. Probably should have started Moltres. Definitely need to start Moltres. That's a must. Maybe we can like top deck an energy, and I guess no, we can't use Prime Catcher. But we can get a backup Charmander. So one thing I was saying about the Moltres here is if we start in Moltres, it does have the ability where if it has a fire energy attached, it has a 0 retreat cost. So that's really good because Charizard, when you evolve it into Charizard, the ability triggers where you can find 3 basic energies and attach them to Pokemon however you want. So you can attach 2 to the Charizard, which is all you need to attack, and then 1 to the Moltres, and then you get the free retreat with the Moltres. So that's actually really good to start with the Moltres, and I need to remember that for future games. One other thing to think about here is, normally you may think, oh, well, this is a grass type, Charizard is strong against grass. However, this particular Charizard, since it is a Terra, it is a dark type, and its weakness is grass. So the Ogerpon is something we need to worry about here, with the Charizard being weak to grass. If we have a Charizard powered up with 2 energies, and they have an Ogerpon with 3, it does one-shot the Charizard. I did not know there was a special art of that Slitherwing. That is really cool. I like that. I like that special art a lot. So our plan next turn, as of right now, is to just get the Charizard and hit hard. That's our plan. We're gonna hit for 210. Which is enough to knock out an Ogerpon if we do have the boss. So we can knock out an Ogerpon. It's actually probably better to knock out the Pheasantipity, I think, because we're going to lose the Charizard either way. Let's go ahead and do that. It'd be nice if we got another Buddy Poffin. Thing about this deck is it plays a lot of energies, so we can just throw an energy on this, and now this becomes a pivot. Just a permanent way to retreat out of the active, which is nice. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's the Poffin. So now we can go Charmander, Pidgey, maybe, just in case they knock that out. We can also research this turn as well. It's probably fine to research this turn, I would think, because we can prime catch something up. We're going to do 210, so knocking out the Pheasantipity seems really good. So we can prime catch up the Pheasantipity. We can go Moltres, and now it has that free retreat because of that energy attachment to it. And now we have a Rare Candy Charizard ready to go next turn. Oh, actually, you know what? We can go Pidgeot. Let's do this. And we can go Rare Candy Pidgeot. Because that's also really good. And now that enables the quick search ability. Do we have another Charmander? We do. So maybe we're going to do that. I think I want to do that. And the reason why I grabbed the Poffin over the Charmander is because the Poffin kind of loses value at this point. I don't need more Poffins. So I'm just thinning out the deck so that way what I draw later in the game, there's an increased chance of being more important, more valuable cards. So now what we're doing right now is we're prize mapping. And what that means is my opponent took a single prizer on their first attack. So they have to take 5 more prizes. We took a double prizer, so they have to take 4. Almost all of their Pokemon, everything they have out right now, are 2 prizers, which means we only have to take 2 more knockouts if we can knock out the 2 prizers. They have to take 3 more knockouts because they took a single prizer at the beginning. So unless they play Briar, and most of them do not, they will not be able to take the win in 2 more knockouts like we can. So if they knock out the Charizard here, we can evolve into a Charizard next turn. And, well, the hope is that we can boss up one of the Ogerpons and knock it out. That's the hope. And then our last knockout can be the 300 hit point Raging Bolt. But we won't be able to knock that out this turn, unfortunately, so we need some help. We do only have 1 Rare Candy left, unfortunately. Alright, well, there's an I&O that may or may not help us. That most definitely did not help us, so we're going to have to I&O ourselves. Alright, so we're going to have to get rid of a lot of energies here. And we're going to I&O them down to 3, which can really, really hinder them significantly. So they had to get rid of a lot of energies there. And our Moltres is a pivot because it still has that free retreat. So that's something we can put it up there in the active. Alright. So let's go ahead and use these just to kind of thin out what we're doing here. Then we're going to I&O them down to 3, which depending on what they get can really put them in a rough spot. So we have the Ultra Ball, we have the Pidgeot. If we get a Rare Candy off of this Pokestop, we're in good shape. Yeah. Okay. We could TM Evolution, but if they knock that Moltres, we're in trouble. So I think we have to go with the Charizard and hope they can't get there. So an Ultra Ball. There's our last Rare Candy. So this, I think, is really our only hope. Does that do... Ah, it does do the banked Pokemon, unfortunately. Because if that could hit an active, then that can one-shot an Ogrepon, which actually could be very valuable. So our hope here is they just can't get there with the 330 damage. If they get a Sada, they pretty much have it at this point. Okay, they missed it. So that's good. Were there 4 Ionos in this? I think there were. So we do have more Ionos. But I think we got rid of our 1 Super Rod. Yeah, we got rid of our 1 Super Rod. Oh, they got the Switch Cart. What else did I see they got? Switch Cart and the Prime Catcher. So that ultimately does not help them if they have no way to get that energy up there. So we might be in okay shape. 21. They have the Prime Catcher, but they didn't. They could retreat that. So they could take a single Prizer this turn. Okay, they're just going to put damage on the Charizard, probably, what, 70? Make it easier to knock it out next turn. Oh, they're going to do all of it, okay. So I think we Iono again to 3. Have we used our Prime Catcher yet? We did, unfortunately. Oh, we have a switch, right? So we could go switch out here, Moltres take the knockout, and we still only have a single prize on the active, possibly saving our Charizard. I think that is the route to go. Because then at that point, they still need a lot. They have no energy on board. They need a lot. Oh, no. I messed up. I messed up because that only hits the bench, doesn't it? Shoot. Okay. How can we salvage this? First, let's just do this. Let's see what we get here. Oh, there goes 2 Ionos. That's unfortunate. Okay. I think we just admit we screwed up and flip these around. They need 14 to knock that out. 2 more energies to knock that out. But if I do this, I don't think it helps us get there. So I think we just have to take this knockout. Because we might have another, no, we're out of Charizards. Because it only came with 3. So if they knock our Charizard, we're out, and that was my fault for throwing away the Super Rod. But we still have a shot because if they take the knockout here... Oh, okay, they just conceded. So the Iono got there, and we were able to get them. Our plan was, if they were to knock out the Charizard, they probably weren't going to have very many energies on board. So we're going to use Pidgeot to search for an Iono, get him down to 1, and then we just use the Moltres to snipe the bench 2 things and hopefully get the knockout there. So we got the dub. Let's see if we can do it again. All right, game number 2. Let's see if we can get a second win with the Charizard EX Battle Deck straight out of the box, completely untouched. I think I would rather go first. Kind of up in the air. I think I'd rather go first with this deck, because it has a lot of consistency of just getting these basic Pokemon out early. So we're not going to make the same mistake last time. We are going to start Moltres. And we are going to the Lost Box. Depending on the build, this is an okay matchup for us. But it definitely depends a lot on exactly how they have it built. I don't necessarily want to give them Artisan right now, and it doesn't help us to get it out really right now. So we're just going to give the Moltres free retreat and pass. So we might be off to a slow start here unless we... Oh, okay, that could help us get a rare candy. Alright, so one Comfy goes to the discard pile. Nestball is going to get another Comfy, get a first Comfy for him. So we can go Pidgeot, or Pidgeotto, sorry, Pidgeotto. And then we'll be waiting a turn and then go Pidgeot. Unless we can get a candy off of the Pokestop, which we're going to try. We're going to go for it. Generally, if the Pokestop is not yours, you don't want to use it because your deck is not built for Pokestop. And for those that don't know, Pokestop says for once during each player's turn, that player may discard the top 3 cards of their deck. If a player has discarded any items this way, put those cards into their hand. So Lost Box is built to have a lot of items, so they're going to score a lot of cards off of the Pokestop. Charizard generally does not. And so it's risky to try to grab this Pokestop. Alright, so they have two Comfies out there. They're going to look for a Colress's Experiment. That was a quick decision, so it's possibly a really good card they got. They're going to Lost Vacuum away the Pokestop. That's going to get them to 4 cards in the Lost Zone. And they're going to switch into the Cramorant. Luckily, it can't knock out the Moltres because it only does 110. The Moltres doing the 120 to the bench is actually really relevant in this matchup. That's interesting. It is definitely relevant. Unfortunately, we are a bit away from actually doing any damage with that. Let's go ahead and go Pidgey, and we're just going to kind of sacrifice the Pidgey. We're going to use the free retreat of the Moltres. I'm assuming we're just going to die. We're going to do that, let them take a single prizer off the Pidgey, and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so they're going to gust up. Oh, they're going to get the Pidgeotto. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. So Pidgeotto goes away. Let's go ahead and go with the Moltres with the free retreat. There's the Charizard. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with that. Let's hope they don't have another Gust. Let's go ahead and just prepare just in case. And we're going to let the Moltres go to the Wolves. Now, the reason why we're going to let the Moltres go is because of this card right here, Sableye. If they get 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, they can put 12 damage counters spread around however they want. And so having that with only 1 left is just asking to be a big Sableye target late in the game. So letting it get knocked out now is they're just basically wasting 100 damage if Cramorant takes the knockout onto the Moltres. And there it is. So they had 100 extra damage on there, and generally Lost Box does not like to have extra damage. We're going to promote the Pidgeotto because we know it's going to have free retreat with the Pidgeot. Now we get the rare candy. But at least what that means is that we can Pidgeot quick search for something not a rare candy, which is good because INO is going to be really good right now. So we're going to do that, and that's actually relevant on the Moltres. Possibly being able to snipe the bench could be really good. So we're going to get the INO because Lost Box is building up their hand just constantly with the cards they're getting. And so we are going to take those cards that they've kind of built up and make them put it on the bottom of their deck and just have a much smaller hand size. And here, don't need those. We're going to get another Charizard set up just because I don't like having that 70 hit point Charmander on the bench. 330 is a lot harder for Lost Box to deal with. And now the Moltres is also almost powered up. Alright, let's take our single prize here. I'm going to check their lost zone count. There's only 4 in the lost zone still. So they're about to get at least a 5th. There's a Colress, so that's going to add 2 more to the lost zone. So they're at 6. Comfy will get 7. And that is the magic number for Mirage Gate, which allows them to search their deck for 2 energy cards of different types and attach them to Pokemon however they want. Okay, so Pikachu EX can do 300 damage, and that's probably what they're going to look at doing right now. We cannot one-shot the Pikachu, unfortunately, because Charizard, Pikachu's ability says if it has full hit points and it was dealt damage, it goes to 10. So if you played the video game, it is, oh my gosh, I can't remember what that item is called, but there's an item that does a similar effect in the video game, and Pikachu has that ability built into it. There's the Mirage Gate. Unfortunately, this deck does not really have a way to deal with that Pikachu. But after Pikachu does his attack, he will lose all of those energies. So an INO is also really good after this. Because once again, they're building up this big hand, and being able to INO them back down to 4 might even be more if they end up gusting up the Pidgeot, which they might. If they do, we won't be able to search out the INO. They might just hit the Charizard. I'm guessing they're going to hit the Charizard. Alright, so they did put those back in the deck, unfortunately. Oh, but they're going to gate them... Oh, they're going to gate them back onto the Pikachu. So it can hit twice. Have they lost zoned any gates? They have not. And they've used 2 of them, so they have 2 more gates. They did get the Lost Mine set up. They're only at 8, though. We do have all 3 INOs left, so that does seem like a pretty solid play here. Oh, you know what? Switching into the Moltres might have been a pretty good play. Maybe we can get lucky here. I probably shouldn't have done that, because that's asking for a 2 prize here with the Sableye. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to INO them, and we're going to hit the Sableye here and take the knockout there. Because now they have 4 new cards or 5 new cards in their hand. And they have to power up the Pikachu again. Now there's the Mirage Gate, so they're going to be able to. Most likely, assuming they have enough cards left. Did they get a Super Rod back too with that? No. There's the Manaphy, so now we can't Moltres anymore. Colress, they did have the Night Structure, so they can use the Night Structure to get the Sableye back. That is definitely an option that they can do. Okay. That will also get cards like the Sableye and the energy back. So they should be able to get another Pikachu attack off. And then, okay, so the Night Structure. The Night Structure will get the Sableye. So there's Mirage Gate number 3. Now I think we want to boss and knock out the Sableye. I think we want to keep targeting down the Sableye. Oh, they're going to use it now. Okay. 3. So they're going to take 3 prizes with this Sableye. Pretty good play. I was hoping they were going to take a single prizer here. Okay, they're going to take 2. 3, 6. They have 6 more. Oh, they can knock out the Pidgey, though. No, they're going Charmander. Okay, they're really spreading that damage out. They're going to take 2 prizes on this play. And you can just spread the rest of that damage out. So we are going to I-know them to 2, though. That's 100% what we're going to be doing on this play. Oh, you know what? They put everything in the Pikachu range, is what they did. But regardless, we still have to I-know. Have I used Prime Catcher yet? I have not. So we could still... Yeah, they put that on there, so when I evolve that into a Charizard... Yeah, I see what they did. I see what they did there. But we need to I-know them down to 2. Because it's possible they just don't have anything. We make that a single prizer, though. That's helpful. We have to take out the Sableye. The Sableye is too dangerous. Let's just get that in preparation for next turn if we have a next turn. But if they have the energy for the Pikachu, we just lose. So we need to hope that they don't. And, okay, yeah, if they promote the Pikachu, they have the energy for the Pikachu. If they didn't, they would have brought up Comfy there. Yep, there's the Mirage Gate. Okay. So, assuming they have the metal. And there it is. Okay. Yep, they got there. This is a rough matchup for us because we have no way to deal with that Pikachu. We can't hit it and knock it out because of that, the ability that keeps its health at 10. So, it was close. If we had a couple more things go our way, we might have had a shot there. But overall, I think it went pretty well. 1-1, not bad. But yeah, it was pretty good. So overall, this Charizard EX Battle Deck is really powerful just right out of the box. So we took 2 games there. We won the first one. The second one we did lose, but it was kind of close. We were in it. We just need a little bit more things to go our way. So yeah, the deck's really powerful. Be sure to go out there, check it out, get it, play with it. And then if you would like to upgrade, check out the last video I did where we talk about different ways you can upgrade that deck and make it into a good tournament winning deck. Probably the best product Pokemon has ever made. So I'm super happy with it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will see you then.